I found something in these keys worth fighting for. Nights on watch, I'll see you like this, Loxy. With your hair catching fire in the sunset. And that look in your eyes. 10 fathoms deep.
Senator, I know you mean well for me. You've always been generous to us. Maybe Lute and I'd be closer to what you wanted us to be if you hadn't been so generous. Well, I'd like one McCandless to give something to this state, not just take from it. Good night, sir.
It isn't Ralph. This diamond looking down her nose at me like a big ugly house up there looks down on Hollywood. Please, I'm just not going. Slow down, find a place to turn.
Oh, Jane, you're crazy. Alice likes you.
Please, Alan, I mean it. I'm just not going.
I'm ready for anything. Is the gravy made? Now you're humming that waltz. Whatever you do, please don't hum that tune anymore. I've just got it out of my head and I don't want to get it started again. Please remember, don't hum that tune. And don't keep getting up every few minutes. You just sit there and be a real lady.
All right.
By the same means, cooled and warmed by the same winter and summer. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? If you wrong us, shall we not revenge?
Believe me, I don't want anybody to tell you how to make me happy. The greatest gift you could bring me is to be just as you are. I'm not employed here. I'm not a book salesman. I took one look at you and followed you into the store. If you'd walked into a restaurant, I would have become a waiter. If you'd walked into a burning building, I would have become a fireman. If you'd walked into an... I would have stopped between 2 floors and we'd have spent the rest of our lives.
In Antigua. We boarded the boat for St. Sebastian. It was all just as I'd imagined it. I looked at those great glowing stars. I felt the warm wind on my cheek. I breathed deep, and every bit of me inside myself said, how beautiful.
The village! Oh! Oh, we must get back there. They need help. Carol. Carol, what is it? Carol! Carol, are you hurt? Darling.
Back of it all, Joe, a chap's got to be honest. Never thee forget it all thy entire life. And there's a funny thing about honesty. There's no 2 ways about it. There's only one way about it. Honest is honest. Do you see?
Well, what do you know? What do you know about that? How do you like that, sailor? Leave a place when you're a kid, maybe 17, 18 years ago, and you forget all about it, and all of a sudden you're driving along and smacko, your own hometown up and hits you right in the face.
It's worth a man's life, Watson. I think we'd better pay a visit to Gaylord's auction room and that fellow Crabtree. Inspector, may I suggest that you make a complete search of this flat for a small, plain, musical box about that size. Thank you. Come on, Watson. You say the first box...
You are my soul. You're my heart. My grief, my joy, my counterpart. You are my dream, my reality, my life's mirror.
I don't know whether I can make it. You see, I have a rehearsal in the morning, and I don't know for how long. Then I promised Mabel from there I'd go to Brooklyn with her to see the Dodgers play.
If I were to follow you for the rest of my life, I should wish to be a great woman. But there's another way I must take, and it means more to me than my career. If Cleve will only read what is in my heart, he will know and be there waiting.
There's no such thing as a good influence, Mr. Gray. All influence is immoral.
Why?
Because the aim of life is self-development. To realize one's nature perfectly. That's what we're here for. A man should live out his life fully and completely. Give form to every feeling, expression to every thought.
I know. I think you're just playing hard to get along with. Maybe a little security might help.
Huh?
These were given to me. Why don't you keep them until I've made good? Maybe they'll make you feel better. They're mother of pearl, you see.
Well, as a matter of fact, you're simply bluffing. If you can get 10,000 from the police, why would you be satisfied with 5,000 from me? What if I told you to just get out of here and go whistle for it?
You don't have to say anything and you don't have to do anything. Not a thing. Oh, maybe just whistle. You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
Oh, well, that's awfully sweet of you, Sam. There's an old friend of yours here, George Bailey.
You mean old Mossback George?
Yes, old Mossback George.
Yeehaw, put him on.
Well, just a minute. I'll call him George.
He doesn't want to speak to George, you idiot.
I've been told when you wink that a girlie's chick gets pink. I've been told if you cry, you would make a lot of girlies cry. I've been told from the start, so I guess that I'm not smart. But oh, you kid, you lovey-dovey kid, my heart is going ting-a-ling. If you like chicken, grab a wing. Oh, you kid.
Only once they said if anything happened to them, I mustn't be unhappy. Because they were doing what they wanted to do. And if anything happened, it would happen to them both at the same time, the way they want.
Uncle trusted him implicitly. And still, he treats me like a child. Tells me not to worry. Says that he's handling things. And all the time I feel as though I'm being watched. And he's been so sweet and kind ever since my arrival.
How you'd have loved the North Cape, the fjords and the midnight sun. Sail across the reef at Barbados, where the blue water turns to green. To the Falklands, where a southerly gale rips the whole sea white. What we miss, Lucia.
Favor, my decision would be reversed by a court of appeals. Now, if there's injustice in the law, that's a matter for Congress in Washington, not for this court. In accordance with the law, the lands here in dispute.
To a woman spy in Switzerland who sent them on to Berlin, Germany.
That's nothing.
Nothing, is it? Why do you hear how they done it? To read the messages, you wouldn't suspect anything, see? A lot of mush. The fellas in the War Office that opens them thinks they're nothing but love letters, you see? But they have a code.
Inside my bottle for the first 1,000 years, I swore that I'd enrich the one that freed me with all the riches of the earth. But in the second 1,000 years, my imprisoned spirit turned a vengeance on all that lived and were free. And I swore that I'd kill him that freed me to satisfy that hate. Are you ready?
Well, everything's all set, babe. The license comes through this afternoon. I got a justice of the peace all lined up. Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out, how to get you here. No, I don't want you to take a train. It'd spot you like a lead dime. They'll be watching everything. Holland Tunnel, Washington Bridge. I don't even trust the highways.
Well, it happened about 3 years ago in Connecticut. Mother has a place there, you know. We were going to have chickens, so we walked over to the farm. It was a lovely Sunday morning in late spring. Across the valley, the church bells were ringing, and in the yard, Philip was doing likewise to the necks of 2 or 3 chickens.
Oh, dear.
Blessed Mother, send someone to take me from this dreary place. Someone I can love and respect. Let him be kind and brave. And handsome, please, dear Mother.
Can't you see that if you're right to share it, let it leave a mark on both of us, Philip Marshall? Because I don't intend to let you go again.
Mary.
Don't you see that this sort of persecution will come to an end? And we'll look back and we'll wonder why we ever let it bother us. Believe me, we will. It puts poise in apathetic people, if you know what I mean. An
to the second when your spine turns to solid platinum. You take 1 part brandy and 2 parts rye.
Watch you and Mr. De Winter together. You look tired. Why don't you stay here a while and rest? Listen to the sea. So soothing. Listen to it.
How would you like to kiss me in the moonlight? How would you like to hold me in your arms? When your arms are so inviting, how can you keep from turning on your charms? Wouldn't you like my head upon your shoulder?
That's what makes us tough. Rich fellas come up and they die, and their kids ain't no good and they die out. But we keep a-comin'. We're the people that live. They can't wipe us out, they can't lick us. We'll go on forever, Pa, 'cause we're the people.